Happening right now at 6, Rockford for Palestine, a local group aiming to spread awareness for lives lost overseas and the reason behind their recent demonstration. Plus, Freeport police are investigating the cause of an early morning shooting near a local bar, what we're learning at this hour. And we're going back in time and showing you how one city in Boone County has grown after a drastic tornado ripped through the city over 50 years ago.
From 13 WREX, your weather authority. This is 13 News at 5.
Thanks for joining us for this special digital edition of 13 News at 6. We start tonight with a local group in Rockford speaking out and continuing to raise awareness of the thousands of lives lost in Gaza. This after the U.S. House passed a multi-billion-dollar foreign aid package to several countries, including Israel. The National Security Supplemental Package would provide aid to Ukraine, Israel, the Indo-Pacific, and innocent civilians in Gaza. The U.S. House voted yesterday in a bipartisan vote to pass the key foreign aid package, which adds up to about $95 billion in foreign aid. Once the Senate meets again on Tuesday, it will need 60 votes to pass. And closer to home, there was a demonstration that took place last night in Rockford, spreading awareness for the lives lost in Gaza. Our 13 WREX's Destin Howard is with us tonight. And Destin, what are you learning?
Sam, co-founder of the Rockford for Palestine group, says the location of that demonstration was strategic, hoping to also shine a light on Palestinian artists as well during the Rockford art scene in downtown area.
A lot of people in Rockford appreciate art scene, rightfully so. They support the local artists and, appreciate their contributions. And we wanted to be there to commemorate and honor the Palestinian artists and writers that have been murdered.
The demonstrators created a walking art gallery showing signs and works of various artists in addition to chanting poems of writers. Organizer Sarah Salem hopes these acts can help form stronger relationships.
I do feel like while people sympathize with the Palestinian cause, they still feel disconnected from it. And we want to bridge that connection. We want them to feel connected to Palestine and to these people.
Participants also made chalk drawings during that demonstration along the streets. Salem says they had about 15 to 20 people who participated in that demonstration.
All right, Dustin, thank you. And Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says Chicago police are ready for protesters at the Democratic National Convention. While that convention isn't until August, recent protests have impacted the city. Pritzker says people will be allowed to protest to a point.
Look, we believe in free speech, and we're going to allow people to protest and, say whatever it is they want to say. But the reality is we're also going to make sure that people have ingress and egress and that they're safe in our state.
Protesters recently blocked the highway to Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Other divisions in the country have caused some to speculate that the 2024 convention may look a lot like the infamous 1968 Democratic Convention when police clashed with protesters. And today marks a somber anniversary in the state line when a deadly tornado hit Belvidere back on April 21st of 1967. It's been 57 years since the F4 tornado took the lives of 24 people, including 17 children, and injured as many as 500, destroying more than 100 homes and damaging hundreds more. 13 people died at Belvidere High School, making it the 6th deadliest tornado to hit a school in U.S. history. Since the tornado, advancements in meteorology and forecasting have helped prevent efforts for similar storms. The Boone County Museum of History has an exhibit on display year-round to remember those victims of that tornado. New tonight, Freeport police are investigating an overnight shooting near a popular sports bar. Take a look at this map. This is where police say the shooting happened around 12:30 this morning when Freeport police responded to reports of shots fired at Benchwarmers Bar that's located on West Galena Avenue. When officers arrived, they found a large group of people leaving the bar and in the parking lot and found that more than one gun was fired inside of Benchwarmers and outside in the parking lot. No injuries have been reported. However, this investigation is ongoing. However, with anyone with any information is encouraged to reach out to Freeport Police or the State Line Area Crime Stoppers. And it's Community Weekend at the Historic Auto Attractions Museum in Roscoe. For $5 off admission, the Historic Auto Attractions Museum invited Loves Park, McChesney Park, and Rockford residents to visit. The museum highlighted its newly renovated Frontierland. If you didn't get a chance to make it this weekend, the museum opens at 10 o'clock in the morning Tuesday through Saturdays. Or Sundays rather. And applications for those seeking affordable housing in Rockford are set to open this week. Starting tomorrow, the Rockford Housing Authority's low-income public housing family waiting list will open. It's accepting applications for bedroom sizes 2 through 5. Pre-applications postmarked before or received at the central office before tomorrow's opening will not be accepted or added to the current waiting list. We have more information on how to complete that application. Just go to our website, WREX.com. Over in Chicago, a funeral procession was held for an off-duty police officer who was shot to death early this morning. The department says the officer was shot multiple times as he was heading home just after his shift at 3 a.m. In a statement, the officer was identified as Luis M. Huesca, who had served with the department for 6 years. During the procession, Huesca was transported from the hospital to the Cook County Medical Examiner's office. No suspects or arrests have been made on the shooting at this time. In less than a month, you can start making those summertime travel plans down south in the West Coast following the launch of Chicago Rockford International Airport's new routes. Starting on May 16th, flights to Nashville will begin. In fact, you can start booking those trips right now on the Allegiant website. These new routes come after the airport made the announcement back in November as a way to meet the demands of those wanting to go to more popular areas. The executive director of RFD tells us having these new routes allows the airport to draw people from the Chicago suburbs and Wisconsin, and they're pleased to bring more destinations for the Rockford community. Let's turn to the weather now. We're taking a live look outside of our tower cam. A gorgeous view of that clear blue sky today on this Sunday. Hopefully you guys got out there to enjoy all of that mist sunshine yesterday. And we'll turn it over to John with how we're looking right now.
Yeah, Sam, the sun has made a very big difference out there with the low 40s from yesterday. Now we're sitting in the upper 50s, much closer to our average high temperature at 62 this time of year. We're still a little short, but still much nicer compared to yesterday. We're sitting in the upper 50s, 58 right now in Rockford. Same story in Dixon and Sterling at this hour, 57 in Winnebago, Freeport, and in Mount Morris. But what this tells us here is that it is much warmer compared to yesterday, about 15, closer to 20 degrees warmer than it was just 24 hours ago. It's a big difference that the sunshine can make, but it will still be a fairly chilly night tonight. We'll cool down into the 40s by 10 o'clock, and then overnight getting down into the middle 30s as we stay cold. It's the calm and clear conditions that are making us drop that quickly, and also is going to lead to some patchy frost as we wake up tomorrow morning. Once again, even though we're not as chilly, we're not going to dip below freezing, but yet we have frost advisories in place for all of northern Illinois. This goes into effect at 2 a.m. and lasts until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we've got one more night here that you want to keep those temperature sensitive plants inside or keep them covered up. But otherwise, just be prepared for another chilly start to our day. But it's a large area of high pressure across the plains and the central U.S. that's bringing us the sunny and dry conditions for today. And that's going to continue for most of tomorrow. However, behind it, there is a low pressure system spinning into the Canadian prairies right now and an associated cold front that will be making its way closer to our area. And that's going to be heading in here closer towards tomorrow. So we have plenty of sunshine to start, but we will have increasing clouds throughout the day. But that sunshine helps our temperatures warm up even more, getting into the middle 60s tomorrow afternoon, getting just above average. However, with the sunshine and the dry conditions, as well as some breezy winds too, we do have an elevated fire danger for tomorrow. So we do want to keep that in mind. Be very careful with any flames that you have going on outside. But then closer towards the evening, that's when we see those rain showers returning. As we look on Future Track at 8 o'clock here, we can see very spotty rain shower activity moving across northern Illinois. That will kind of continue as we head into the nighttime hours, and then we get a little bit of a break. So not everybody's going to see rain Monday evening, but the chance is still there. We get a break on Tuesday morning, though, and then as we head later on towards the afternoon and evening, that's when we see new rounds of showers and very spotty activity. However, we could also have a few rumbles of thunder with this activity, especially the farther south you go. So do keep that in mind for Tuesday afternoon and evening. Those rain chances do return before we dry out heading into Tuesday evening. However, we see a lot of dry time this week until next weekend. And I want to give you an advanced heads up here. We are seeing a potential for active weather returning, including the possibility for severe weather. This would come in as early as Friday and lasting through next weekend. So make sure to enjoy the sunshine and the warmer temperatures while they're here. We do take a little bit of a tumble on Wednesday. Could see some frost on Thursday morning too. Then we warm right back up, back into the 70s by next weekend. But there are those shower and thunderstorm chances. And in your most accurate 10-day forecast, those showers and thunderstorms, they do continue heading into the latter days of the month of April, but then also looking at potentially the start of May, probably coming in just as the end of April came in with much more seasonable weather. So thankfully, we get to see some warmer temperatures, unlike what we saw yesterday, but we do have that thunderstorm potential to contend with.
Yeah, well, let's hope that these April showers bring us some Mayflowers.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've had a whole lot of April showers. I mean, we're already running well above average, so we're certainly going to see a whole lot more rain by the time the month is over.
A lot of rain coming our way. Well, thanks so much for joining us for this special digital edition. We'll see you back here tonight at 10. Have a good night.